Welcome to the Ageless Edge, the place where age is just a number and your best life begins now. If you believe life after 60 can be bold, vibrant, and full of new possibilities, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join our community of unstoppable, ageless warriors ready to rewrite their stories every single day. When you cross 60, something changes. Not just in the body, not just in the mind, but in the heart. Love becomes different. It's no longer about wild impulses. It's about meaning, connection, and yes, sometimes survival. But here's the truth no one dares to tell you. Every older man, when he meets a woman, is deciding one thing: to truly love her or to use her. And the decision happens faster than you think. It can happen in the first hour, sometimes in the first minutes. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but in my years of listening to hundreds of real stories, one pattern is clear. Men over 60 don't waste time. They've lived long enough to know what they want. And if you don't understand the feelings that drive their choice, you may end up giving your heart to a man who never planned to give his back. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what feelings separate love from use. I'll share the hidden signs, and I'll tell you about women who discovered the truth too late and women who turned the choice in their favor. Stay with me until the end, because the final story will show you exactly how a man can go from wanting to use you to choosing to love you for life. Let's start with the first truth. Older men carry wounds. Some are from failed marriages. Some are from betrayals decades old. Some are from the crushing loneliness that no one sees. These wounds make them crave two things: comfort and control. If you trigger comfort, you become a safe harbor. If you trigger control, you become a tool. Here's how it plays out. Margaret was 64 when she met Peter. He was charming, well-dressed. He said all the right things. Within a week, he was taking her to dinners, telling her she was the most beautiful woman in the room. But what she didn't notice was how quickly he began relying on her. She was driving him everywhere, paying for groceries, listening for hours while he complained about his ex-wife. He never asked about her dreams, never made plans that were about her. 6 months later, she realized she was filling his needs, but he was not filling hers. Margaret triggered his feeling of control, not love, and once she saw it, she walked away. Now, let's look at the other side. Helen, 68, met Robert at a local art class. Robert was funny, but a little shy. She didn't rush to please him. She shared her own passions. She invited him into her world instead of stepping into his. And something happened. Robert began to admire her. He asked about her childhood, her happiest memories, her future plans. He started to open up, not because she served his needs, but because she inspired him. Helen triggered his feeling of respect. Respect is the doorway to love. You see, older men fall in love when three deep feelings align: respect, admiration, and emotional safety. If only one or two are there, you risk being used. Now, let me make something very clear. Being used doesn't always mean money or physical needs. Sometimes it's emotional. A man may use you as a shield against loneliness, a therapist for his pain, a distraction from his own emptiness. And if you're not careful, you'll confuse that for love. So, how do you tell the difference? Watch what he notices about you. If he notices what you do for him more than who you are, he's using you. If he talks more about his needs than your dreams, he's using you. If he never remembers the small things you've shared, he's using you. But if he notices your thoughts, if he's curious about your life before him, if he celebrates you when there's nothing in it for him, That's love growing. Let me tell you a story that still gives me chills. Patricia, 71, had been single for over a decade. She met Frank at a friend's barbecue. He was a widower. They talked for hours about music, travel, and the books they loved. 2 weeks later, Frank invited her to dinner. He brought her favorite dessert, something she had mentioned only once in passing. She was touched. But over time, Patricia noticed something else. Frank never pressured her to see him every day. He didn't demand her time. Instead, he encouraged her to spend time with her friends, her hobbies. He respected her independence. And then one day, Patricia got sick. Not a little sick, hospital sick. Frank was there every day. Not because she asked, but because he wanted to be. She realized then she had triggered all three feelings in him: respect, admiration, safety. That's when she knew he loved her. Now, here's the dangerous part. Some men know how to fake those feelings. At first, they'll shower you with attention. They'll act curious. They'll make you feel admired. But watch their patience, because real love is patient. Using someone is urgent. If he rushes you into commitments, if he tries to isolate you from other voices, if his interest fades when you stop giving, that's not love. I've seen too many women over 60 give everything, only to be left with nothing. And I don't want that for you. So here's the question to ask yourself, starting today. Does this man make my world bigger or smaller? If it's bigger, if you feel more alive, more confident, more yourself, you're with someone who is likely to love you. If it's smaller, if you feel drained, silenced, or invisible, you're being used. The power is in your hands, because when you carry yourself with dignity, when you make a man work to earn your trust, you shift the balance. You make it impossible for him to see you as anything less than a woman worth loving. Let me leave you with the final story. Joan, 66, was dating a man who, at first, seemed perfect. But something felt off. Every conversation circled back to his needs. He often interrupted her stories to talk about himself. One day, she told him she was going to spend the weekend with her sister. He became angry, said she didn't care about him. That was the moment Joan decided to test him. She stopped initiating contact for a week. He didn't call, didn't check in. When she finally saw him, he complained that she had abandoned him. Joan walked away. It hurt, but she knew the truth. He never loved her. Months later, she met a man named Bill. Bill didn't just listen, he remembered. He didn't just compliment her looks, he celebrated her ideas. And when Joan had to cancel a date to help a friend, Bill sent flowers to that friend. That's the difference. Love after 60 isn't about finding someone who needs you. It's about finding someone who values you. Older men will choose to love you or use you. When you understand the feelings that guide that choice, you hold the power. So the next time a man walks into your life, ask yourself, is he here to share my light or to take it? Choose wisely, because at this stage in life, you deserve nothing less than the real thing. If the Ageless Edge inspired you today, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Share it with someone who needs this message, and tell us your story in the comments, because here, every voice matters and your journey could inspire others.